Good day, everyone, and welcome back to our webinar. In this episode, we're going to have a Q&A sessions as we have planned in our previous video regarding to our material about a path analysis of 5-factor personality traits, self-efficacy, academic locus of control, and academic among online students. First of all, we would like to thank you for those of you who have posted your questions in the comment sections of our video, and we would like to appreciate your contribution in making this webinar as a wonderful event for a discussion. So this Q&A session will be conducted in 2 sessions. Without further ado, let's start the first Q&A sessions. So the first question comes from Alhan Putra. The question is, for you, if you have a choice to have a high locus of control, which one would you choose? High internal locus of control or high external locus of control, and why?
Okay, well, this is an interesting question. Between those two, I would rather have high internal locus of control. Why? Because people who score higher on internal locus of control believe that their success is determined by their own efforts and abilities. They think their action contributes to their success, which I think the same way. And usually they are highly motivated, and that's something that I definitely would love to be. While people who are higher on external locus of control believe that luck and fate is what controls their life. Their success are based on anything other than themselves, so they don't really try hard to get things done. They don't put much effort on things because they would blame their failure or something unfortunate that happened on something else, like luck or fate or other factors, and they don't think that they have control over their life, and that's not what I want my mindset to be.
Thank you, Olga. Next, the second question comes from Azahra Ramadhani. The question is, from the presentation above, you have mentioned that there are 5 personality traits which might affect the academic achievement. In your opinion, which personality trait is the most competent in achieving academic achievement?
Alright, interesting question, Azahra. So there are 5 personality traits that are being discussed in this study, as mentioned in the previous video, and 3 of those have significant effect on students' GPA, that is conscientiousness, openness, and neuroticism. The 2 of those have positive effect, while 1, that is neuroticism, have a negative effect. So between those 2, we can see the result on the diagram that conscientiousness has the biggest effect on students' GPA with the effect size of 0.075, and compared to openness, it's 0.044. Therefore, conscientiousness is the most competent among the 5 personality traits to achieve academic success.
Now, we're going to have our second Q&A sessions. The first question comes from Mahendra Datta. The question is, the pandemic has forced students all over the world, including me, you, and everybody in this channel, to study with the online learning method. Of course, we need to adapt in order to keep with the online courses. But do you think when the pandemic is over and we finally doing regular classes, there might be some factors that force us to adapt again?
So, generally speaking, most of us has been doing offline learning, like growing up, going to regular classes, going to school. It was the normal thing to do. And only recently, online learning has been the new normal, because of the pandemic. That's why most of us need to adapt, just like what you said. And that is because we are changing from doing the things that we always do to doing something completely new. It would be a different case if, we always done online class majority of our life and then we suddenly have to go to a regular class. So yeah, I would say that there would be less adapting because we already did regular classes before. However, I think it depends on each person actually, and I personally think that there would be some things that we need to change, like for example waking up earlier, because in online learning you're not even late if you wake up 5 minutes before your class starts, but in regular classes we have to get ready to go to school, to go to class, and the transport takes time. Another thing is maybe presentation, because in online class most of the times we do presentation by making a video like this, but in regular classes we have to speak publicly in front of our classmates or teachers. So for some people that might be a big change, they're used to not doing that and then suddenly they have to do that again. Obviously we need to adapt to things like that. Yeah, that's all.
Last question comes from Nurulfi Mega. The question is, I would like to ask about your statement that neuroticism have a negative and indirect effects on academic achievement because they are stressed and anxious. Also, they will have more difficulty on being successful academically. So, in your opinion, what should neuroticism people do to solve this problem? Should they meet psychologists or do something else?
Okay, this is an important question. Thank you. Well, to be precise, I was focusing on the effect of neuroticism on online learning, because online learning is something new. It's a unfamiliar situation. That's why it affects people with high neuroticism. But yes, neuroticism is closely associated with anxiety, stress, depression, and other psychological disorder, and those things affect academic performances. And from reading about this, I found that there is something that researchers suggest, that is being mindful, meaning we accept and admit our thoughts and our feelings, and rather than being upset about something, we try to train our mind to analyze our situation, how can we avoid this from happening in the future, or what experience can we get from this situation. But regarding the mental illness, I think it should be treated with professional help, especially if it greatly affects our daily life. Yeah, that's all the questions. I hope my answers would be clear and understandable. Thank you.
What an excellent session we have for today. We hope that all of you receive a broader understanding for your knowledge from this event. Once again, thank you for participating in this webinar. Have a nice day, everyone.